Welcome to Wordpress. In this video, we will learn how to create a WordPress plugin. We will also learn basics and best practices related to WordPress plugin development. We will build a starter plugin or boilerplate plugin that can be used as a starting point to build WordPress plugin. This is the first video in WordPress plugin development playlist. In coming videos, I will use this plugin boilerplate to start plugin development. We will build amazing WordPress plugins together. Okay, so what is a WordPress plugin? A WordPress plugin is a package of code that extends the core functionality of WordPress without touching WordPress core files. WordPress plugins are made up of PHP code and can include other assets such as images, CSS files, and JavaScript files. It's a flexible way to introduce additional functionality to the website. Developer.wordpress.org/plugins. Plugin Handbook. This is complete guide on how to build WordPress plugins. It's got everything. Plugin basics, hooks, action and filters, header requirements. The main PHP file should include a header comment what tells WordPress that a file is a plugin and provides information about the plugin. So plugin development starts from this kind of information. That is a multi-line comment in a PHP file. It's got plugin name, plugin URI, description, version, author URI, license, text domain, domain path, and such information. Not all fields are necessary though. Let's go to best practices. Avoid naming collisions. Prefix everything. If function doesn't exist, then initialize function. File organization, folder structure. This is a plugin folder, and plugin name.php file is the main plugin file. Includes folder can have PHP scripts containing parts of code logic, because you just can't dump everything in the one PHP file, right? Admin folder containing admin assets that can be used in administration area like plugin settings page. Public folder can have assets that can be used in website frontend by the plugin. File folder organization and good naming convention will help you a lot. Avoid direct file access by using this if not defined, abs path, exit. Boilerplate, starting points. So this guide has also got plugin boilerplates. Some of these are scary. That is why we are creating our own. But you can totally start from these. Then we have software license information, plugin security. Don't trust any data, rely on WordPress API, keep your code up to date. Never trust user input. Escape everything from untrusted sources like databases or users, third parties. Never assume anything. Sanitization, validation. These are very important points to consider while you develop WordPress plugins. Hooks page has got links to filter and action reference pages. This is filter reference. And this is action reference. Here you can find everything in detail that WordPress has to offer for plugin development. So you can have a look at these resources if you get stuck anywhere. For now, let's start building. We will start from this file. This is the starting point to create a WordPress plugin. Okay, so this is WordPress admin area, and this is plugins page. We can go to add new plugin page, and here we can search, download, and install plugins from WordPress plugins repository. WordPress.org/plugins. This is WordPress plugins repository. These plugins have been uploaded by users. We can also create our plugin and place with these plugins. Or from the add plugins page, we can click upload plugin button. Choose plugin file in zip format and upload it to install the plugin if we have it downloaded in the PC. Installed plugins create their folder in this location. Inside wp-content directory, we have plugins directory. This directory contains all the plugins. So these are the plugins in this folder. Each folder here represents a different plugin. I will also create a folder for our plugin here in this location. This is just to avoid uploading plugin zip file to install plugin again and again. Okay, so pay attention to the file, folder, and naming. I'll create a new folder here. This is a WordPress site installed, right? This is the WordPress website. and we are inside WP content, then we are inside plugins folder. Here I am creating a folder, new folder, and I'm naming it as WSP. This is my prefix for the plugin to make it unique and to avoid conflicts. So WSP-WordPress-plugin without spaces and all lowercase. This folder name should be unique. Inside it, I will create the main file for the plugin. That is WSP-WordPress-plugin. Same name as the folder name. Let's open it in code editor. This is the file WSP-WordPress-plugin.php. Let's start coding. So this is starting point for the plugin. It will start from opening PHP tag and then a multi-line comment. These comments determine the plugin name, URI, description, version, author, and all other information. Some of the information from this multi-line comment is actually displayed in the site. So this is plugin name again, plugin URI. Plugin URI should be the home page of the plugin, which should be a unique URL, preferably on your own website. This must be unique to your plugin. You cannot use a WordPress.org URL here. Here will be plugin description. This is the version. This is the author name, author URI. That can be your website again. And the license URL. Everything else is self-explanatory. You can also read about these at this page. On plugin handbook, this is the header requirements. These are all the information that will help you if you want more information regarding this. But before we go further, we can turn on debugging for WordPress from wp-config file. From WordPress root directory, edit wp-config.php file. Scroll down, make sure this line is there and with true. If it's false, make it true. Define wp-debug true. Enabling debugging will help you see errors, warnings, and notices, which will help you write better code. Okay, so let's continue. Back to our main plugin file. Inside main PHP file, first PHP file in the plugin, we'll use this. If not defined abs path, exit. Exit if accessed directly. This is important. It will deny direct access to this plugin file. This is a security measure. Let's save the file and reload our website. And inside plugin area, we have the plugin. We can see the plugin now. Plugin name, activate, delete, and this is the website. Visit plugin site, version is here, plugin description is here, plugin name is coming from here. Activated, plugin activated. This is the site. We can deactivate the plugin. So we have the plugin. We can activate it and deactivate it. Let's create plugins settings page. But before that, I will create few more files and folders. I will create a CSS folder, a JS folder, an images folder, includes folder, license.md file, readme.txt file. Inside CSS folder, I will create a new file, admin styles.css. It is for admin part of plugin. Then inside CSS folder, styles.css. This is for the front end. Similarly, in the JS folder, a file admin scripts.js and scripts.js. License file license.md can contain the plugin license information, and readme.txt file can contain plugin information, change log, etc. Okay, one thing is remaining. This is main plugin file, and then we'll have some partials or parts of our logic that I want to place in includes folder. New file, WSP plugin display.php. It can be the display part of code, and then WSP plugin settings.php. This file is for the actual building part of plugin, the settings page. Okay, so I am going with this file folder structure. Let's open main plugin file, WP content, plugins, WSP WordPress plugin folder, and we have got this structure. Main plugin file, readme, license, JS, includes images, CSS. Inside CSS, we have got two style sheets. Inside JS, two script files. Inside includes these. Okay, so now we can include necessary files and functions. So include necessary files and functions. plugin setting page, and then plugin display page. Here, include plugin directory path includes folder WSP plugin settings.php. Similarly, include plugin directory path includes WSP plugin display.php. We have included both these files from includes folder here. So this will be the logic of the plugin. These files will contain majority of the code. We will keep main plugin file, this file clean. Then we will include CSS and JavaScript files in the main plugin file. To do that, we will use add function that takes a hook and a callback. So add action, WP enqueue, scripts, this is the hook name, and then this is callback function. Let's use this function here. WP enqueue assets. This is the callback function. This is the CSS file, and here we will call JavaScript file. So WP enqueue scripts is an action hook used to add scripts and styles to a WordPress site. Enqueue means add an item to a queue of computing tasks. So WP enqueue scripts makes scripts and styles load at a proper time and place on the front end. So we targeted a hook and then used a callback function that we declared here. Then we used WP enqueue style and WP enqueue script. WP enqueue style is a function that takes a handle, a source, dependencies, source version. Similarly, WP enqueue script is also a function that takes a handle, source, dependency, version number, and arguments. This is plugin directory URL. Then inside it, we have got CSS, then styles.css. Similarly, plugin directory URL, this location, the plugin directory URL, then JS folder, inside JS folder, scripts.js file. By using array, we can mention dependencies. If we do, it means WordPress will load that dependency first before this resource. Then we have version of this resource. This is the version number. WordPress will use this version number in the URL to serve fresh resource. If you make changes to this resource, change the version here. It will make sure browser serves updated version and not cached version of this resource. Similarly, for this JavaScript resource, this scripts.js file, this jQuery is the dependency. We are declaring that this jQuery is a dependency for this scripts.js. Load jQuery first, then this script file. Then we have version of this resource, and then this true parameter makes this resource load in the footer. If we make it false, it will load in the header. That we don't want. Loading scripts in the footer before closing body tag is the best practice to boost site performance. Okay, now this will load scripts and styles on the front end. We can load more styles and scripts like this that we have done here. These are just the two files loaded by this function. Let me add some comments. And by the way, you can totally include this file like this. Like here, I have not used array and the version. This is also fine. And if you don't want to use version for the JavaScript file, you can use null instead of this version. This is for the front end. Similarly, for the back end, we can do something like this. Add action, then we have admin enqueue scripts for that. This is the hook. And then this is the callback function that takes a hook. And here we are checking that if the current page is the plugin page in admin area, then apply these styles and scripts. And now these are different files: CSS admin styles.css, JS admin scripts.js. That is why we had created these. And that is it for this file. Now we can verify if these styles and scripts are loading. Just a quick dirty check. So for styles.css file, body background color red. And for scripts.js, alert hello front end. This is our front end, reload. So here let's activate the plugin, front end, reload, and we have got the alert. But the background color was not loaded. The style sheet has been loaded and it's got background color red, but it's not being applied. Alright. Okay, so it's being applied. Let's remove it. CSS and JS files are loading on front end. So this check is paused. It works. So this is plugin main file that is loading other files that will bring actual logic for the plugin, and it's also loading assets like JavaScript files and CSS files. Now let's create admin menu entry and create the settings page for this plugin. As we can see, we have got no admin menu for this plugin. Plugin is being deactivated and activated, but it's got no entry in the menu and it's got no settings page. Let's deactivate the plugin. I'll copy this. If not defined apps path exit, then we'll go to WSP plugin settings.php. So at the top, we will include that PHP and if not defined apps path exit for security measure to avoid direct file access. It will deny access to this file if accessed directly. So abs path is a constant in WordPress that defines the absolute path to the directory where the WordPress installation resides on this server. This constant is defined in the wp-config file, which is the core configuration file for WordPress. Abs path is a common security check used in WordPress plugins and themes to prevent unauthorized access to PHP files directly. By placing this check at the top of your PHP files, you add a layer of security to your plugin or theme by ensuring that it can only be accessed through WordPress, not directly via the browser. Abs path is defined here in wp-config file. Absolute path to the WordPress directory. Okay, next we will register settings page for this plugin. To do that, we will use this add action and hook admin_menu. Admin menu hook is used to add extra submenus and menu options to the admin panel's menu structure in WordPress dashboard. And then this is the callback function that we are declaring here, and this will contain the logic. Here, add options page. Add options page. It takes page title, menu title, capability, menu slug, callback, and position. So it takes page title that I will use this. Plugin name settings. Then menu title, plugin name. This is the page title that will be displayed on page in admin. And this is the menu title. Then capability, manage options. This is the capability required to access this page. Then we will use menu slug for the page for this menu. WSP plugin settings. This will be the page slug or menu slug in admin for plugin settings page. And then we'll have to use a callback function to render the page where page content will be displayed. WSP_render_settings_page, and then here we will declare that function, and here will be the page content for that settings page, and this will make more sense with comments like this. So here let's render some HTML. PHP closed here and started here again. Here will be our HTML. This is the HTML div with class wrap that is provided by the WordPress. Then we have got heading and a paragraph, but we have used this escape HTML and then this __ function. And then this is the text plugin name settings and then plugin name. And then here again plugin name. Let's break it down. So here important thing is this heading and paragraph, and for heading plugin name setting and for paragraph this text. So this escape _HTML __ then function like this. These are two functions, this one and then this one. So this is a combination of two functions. This is __ function and this is escape HTML function. Plugin name here is the text domain for identifying plugins translation strings. It is useful in case you are translating your plugin into other languages as well. So these two functions ensure the string is both translatable and securely escaped for HTML output. But we are not using translation for the plugin, so we can skip the text domain part. So instead of this is totally fine. We can remove this part. Also, we have used static text here. It's not coming from DB and this is not dynamic, but we have still used escape HTML function. We have used escape HTML function here for code consistency and future proofing. Here security was not a big concern, but to just explain a concept, I have shown you escape HTML function here. So only this thing here will work as well. So this will add a menu entry of this plugin and will show a settings page that will display this content. So let's see. Activate the plugin. It triggered a fatal error. Semicolon, we forgot semicolon. Reload. Activate. Yes. We forgot a semicolon. Right, okay. Now under settings, we have got this plugin name. If we click at this, then here is the plugins settings page. Plugin name, this is the plugin name, and this is the settings. This is the setting page for the plugin. Let's add some comments here. Let's use the same for this file as well. Just a quick dirty check to see if these styles and scripts are loading in admin as well or not. Admin scripts JS. Reload the page, nothing happens. And then if we go to the plugin page, settings, plugin name, and here is the alert and the background CSS color. So these files will work on backend for this specific plugin. All right. Now this setting page can have the logic and the functions, and then this page, WSP plugin display, it can have the output from that settings page to be shown in the front end. That is why I have kept this file separate. The logic that is cooked in the backend is a separate file, this one. And then the code that will display something on front end will be here in this file, and it's a separate file. But it mainly depends on how you like to handle stuff. You could have used only one single plugin file, this file, main file, and write all the logic here. That could have worked as well. But to keep the code organized, you have to break the code into smaller parts to make it more readable and reusable. So we have the plugin that we can activate and deactivate. We have CSS and JS files separate for backend and front-end part of plugin. We created the plugin entry under settings in menu. Plugin page has been created. Now here in this file, actual logic of plugin can be applied. The skeleton plugin is done. In coming videos, I'll be creating WordPress plugins. I'll be starting from this plugin, so that we can skip the initial part of WordPress plugin building quickly and get to the actual WordPress plugin development. You can also use this code as a starting point for your WordPress plugin development journey. For now, you can share a comment down below. If anything that can be improved in this setup, let us know. If I made any mistake in the code, let us know. If you did not understand any concept, ask in comments. Leave a like on this video if it helped you. If this video will keep receiving likes, it will be a signal for me to keep creating plugins. So don't forget to leave a like on this video. It will show me that you are interested in this topic. So subscribe to the channel and let's stay tuned for coming videos. Hit the like button and I will see you in the next one.